Thank you, Ward. Good evening. My name is Scott Davis. I'm president of Peak Engineering and vice chair of the Chamber Board. And it is my pleasure tonight to introduce our 2025 Entrepreneur of the Year. Our honoree is someone we are super proud to have in our midst. Not only is she seasoned, five-time Emmy Award-winning TV personality, but she is one of the most sought-after design experts in our country. She is also considered one of the most influential people in the home staging industry. She's an author, brand ambassador, social media influencer, and nationally syndicated interior design writer. She's been an Ulster County resident since 2009 and decided shortly after the pandemic to make Highland the headquarters of her full-service design company, opening an eco-friendly 12,500 square foot multi-use warehouse used for home staging, interior design services, and much more. And as Jen had indicated, it is the first certified passive warehouse in North America. We are incredibly proud of this talented, passionate, and driven honoree and all she brings to Ulster County and the entire Hudson Valley. Let's find out more about this amazing entrepreneur.
The vision for Highland Passive House is to be a one-stop shop for design, for everything, from interior design, short-term rental design, vacation home design, and home staging. So we started out with this being an office for my design company, Cathy Hobbs Design Recipes, but we are now a home staging and design center. We're really just getting started here with the opening of Highland Passive House. I have been a full-time resident for more than a decade. I made a decision to raise my daughter here. It all began with a really beautiful piece of raw land and a dream. It was a field of tumble and trees, and I said, this is my field of dreams. This is where I'm going to build my headquarters.
One of her incredible strengths is her tenacity and the ability and her passion. She believes in what she's doing. She has a true understanding of the challenges in front of her, but nothing's going to stop her.
Building from scratch isn't easy. I set out to build a sustainable building that's passive, carbon neutral, and net zero. We did it. We're certified passive house. But it was very difficult putting all the pieces together. We had a great contractor, great architects, but what we mostly had was the support of the Hudson Valley community.
We couldn't be more thrilled that she's a member of the Hudson Valley business community, and she's certainly a shining example of everything that Ulster County wants in an entrepreneur.
Cathy has a great sense of style and really has a good eye for detail and knows how to stage something, and that's an art. Not everybody has that vision and quality and skill.
My career has spanned different decades and iterations. So I was a television news reporter for 20 years, mostly in New York. And while I was working as a reporter, in 3 different instances, I was the replacement for someone who was fired. And I always said that if they ever came for me, I would have a plan B. And so my plan B was interior design. So while I was reporting, I attended the Fashion Institute of Technology in the morning. And then I was a run and gun live news reporter at night. Beyond just a career in television and design, I was actually on the hit reality television series HGTV Design Star, and I was on tour with Oprah as her talent for a one-woman tour that she did called the Life You Want Tour.
One of her greatest qualities is just she's such a warm personality and a pleasure to work with. I think it has a lot to do with not only who she is as a person, but her past as a news reporter. You feel comfortable speaking to her. And I feel like when she's working with, whether it be a real estate agent or a seller directly, they're gonna feel heard and she's gonna be responsive to their needs.
I'm an ASID interior designer. I approve everything. And so what people get here is a certain level of customer service that comes from the owner. And I always say that my name's on this. So know that I'm gonna make sure that everything looks beautiful.
So I think Cathy deserves this award for many reasons. And probably most of all is that New York is known as a really difficult place to do business. But I think what she was able to do is to be firm in her vision of what she wanted to achieve.
I think in one's lifetime, there are certain milestones that you can measure and look back on and say that was really special. Getting married, the birth of my child, starting my business. For me to win Entrepreneur of the Year is absolutely a cherry on top for what I hope has been an honest, productive career and business that I've poured so much into and can still give so much back. Everyone, I have a 2-pager here, but I'll be brief. It is such an incredible honor to stand here tonight as a recipient of this year's Entrepreneur of the Year Award for Ulster County. To be recognized among so many remarkable business owners and community leaders is both humbling and deeply meaningful. 13 years ago, my husband and I made the decision to leave New York City and move full-time to the Hudson Valley. At the time, our daughter was just 2 years old. After looking at only a few houses, we decided to buy a tiny 800 square foot cottage in Saugerties on 1 acre of land. That was so primitive, the seller didn't even lock it. We loved it and believed this tiny house had so many possibilities. We decided to name it Kleines Haus, which means little house in German, where my husband is from. It was in this little house that I nurtured what would become a big dream. My dream started with the purchase of 4 acres of commercial land in the town of Lloyd. Years ago, I received a small inheritance from my aunt, who had been a school teacher outside of Philadelphia. I decided to purchase this raw land with the hope that someday I would build something on it. At the time, I didn't know quite what it would be. The land was completely covered with trees and brush and a dilapidated shack. It was a bit of a mess. But it was on a quiet street with a mix of businesses and residential homes close to major highways, and the price was right. The fact that it was surrounded by orchards on 3 sides was a bonus. Barely a year after purchasing the land, COVID hit. I can honestly say there was a time when I thought I would literally lose everything. The business I had worked for nearly 2 decades. Yet despite obstacles and hurdles, Highland Passive House now stands as the first multi-use passive warehouse in North America. Highland Passive House, located in Highland, is a home staging and design center that serves real estate agents, homeowners, developers throughout the Hudson Valley. We stage, design, and furnish homes, blending creativity with sustainability and affordability. I often refer to my journey as my raisin in the sun story. Proof that dreams, no matter where they begin, can grow into something far greater than we can imagine. Getting to this point has been both the hardest and most rewarding journey of my life, personally and professionally. There were times when I got knocked down, many times, but I kept getting back up. I followed the steps, I did the work, and I refused to quit. I stand here today knowing that I did not get here by myself. There were and are an extraordinary list of people who believed in me, opened doors, and cheered me the whole entire journey. To everyone who believed in me, politicians, business leaders, bankers, members of the public, mentors, my extraordinary team, and my family, thank you. For me, Highland Passive House is more than a building. It has been a legacy project. To my mother, who flew in from Baltimore to be here tonight, and who has always told me I could do anything I wanted to be, thank you for the lifetime of support. To my husband, my biggest cheerleader, thank you for listening to my ideas and my dreams, to the point where you often said, your ears hurt. To my brother David, a fellow entrepreneur, also here tonight, you are perhaps the only one who truly knows the years of little sleep, raw determination, the grit and the grind that got me to this point. To my late father, who died at age 50 when I was just starting my career, I have dedicated Highland Passive House to you and to fellow workers and dreamers. And finally, I want to give an enormous thank you to the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce for recognizing not only me, but the values that this award represents. Hard work, dedication, drive, and determination, and most of all, community.
Woo!